Would you risk spending 2/3 of your monthly income on rent if you had $1 million in the bank? Today, we're diving into a question on the minds of many Americans nearing or in retirement. How do you balance enjoying your life with making your money last, especially when rent prices are sky high? By the end of this video, you'll understand the key factors that go into making this kind of financial decision and whether $2,000 a month in rent is really sustainable for someone in this situation. So here's the scenario. A 69-year-old single retiree living entirely on Social Security payments of $3,000 a month is wondering if it's safe or even wise to spend $2,000 every month on rent. The twist? Thanks to an inheritance, she also has a little over $1 million in cash and investments. It sounds like a financial cushion most of us would love, but the question is, how far does that million really go when it comes to retirement? Let's break this down. First, let's look at the basics. The general rule of thumb is to spend no more than 30% of your income on housing. In this case, $2,000 rent is about 67% of her Social Security. That's way above the recommended amount. On paper, it seems risky, living on just $1,000 a month after paying rent before groceries, healthcare, and all the other expenses life throws at you. But wait, there's that $1 million inheritance. That changes the equation, right? Well, yes and no. Having a 7-figure nest egg opens up possibilities, but it doesn't mean you can ignore long-term planning. Let's talk numbers. If she never touched her investments, she'd run out of monthly income quickly. But if she uses her investments to supplement Social Security, things look more comfortable. A common strategy is the 4% rule, which suggests you can withdraw 4% of your retirement savings each year without running out of money over a 30-year retirement. 4% of $1 million is $40,000 a year, or about $3,333 a month. Add that to her Social Security, and she's looking at a total of over $6,000 a month. That's a solid income in retirement. But let's be real, markets go up and down and living costs can be unpredictable. If we factor in inflation, healthcare surprises, and the possibility of living longer than average, that 4% might be too aggressive. Some advisors now suggest a safer withdrawal rate is closer to 3%. That would be $30,000 a year or $2,500 a month, plus Social Security, so around $5,500 monthly. Still, not bad, but every dollar counts in retirement. Now let's zoom out. Rent is just one piece of the puzzle. In many cities, $2,000 a month gets you a small apartment, maybe in a nice neighborhood. But in other areas, it might score you a larger place or even a house. The key question is, what does enjoying life mean to you? For this retiree, quality of life is crucial. Maybe she wants to live near family, enjoy walkable neighborhoods, or be close to healthcare and amenities. But here's the kicker. Rent isn't static. It typically rises over time. Nationally, average rent increases have hovered around 3 to 5% annually, but in hot markets, it can be much higher. If you lock in at $2,000 today, you might be paying $2,400 or more in just 5 years. That puts extra pressure on a fixed income, even with $1 million cushion. Let's look at healthcare, a wild card for retirees. The average 65-year-old couple retiring today is estimated to need about $315,000 just to cover healthcare expenses throughout retirement, according to Fidelity. For singles, it's less, but still significant. Even with Medicare, out-of-pocket costs can add up fast, especially if long-term care is needed. Taxes also come into play. Social Security is partially taxable if you have additional income. Withdrawals from pre-tax retirement accounts, like a traditional IRA or 401k, are taxed as ordinary income. That means the more you dip into those accounts, the higher your tax bill could be. It's a hidden drag on your nest egg's longevity. Now, what about investing that inheritance? The safest route isn't always stuffing it into a savings account. Historically, a balanced portfolio, say 60% stocks and 40% bonds, has returned around 6 to 7% annually, but with plenty of ups and downs. If you're risk averse, you might lean more toward bonds or CDs, but those typically typically offer lower returns. If the market dips and you're withdrawing at the same time, your portfolio could shrink faster than you expect. That's called sequence of returns risk, one of retirement's less talked about dangers. So, what's the bottom line? If this retiree sticks strictly to Social Security, $2,000 rent is too high. But with $1 million to supplement income, it's doable if she manages withdrawals carefully, watches spending, and plans for rising costs. The real challenge is balancing today's enjoyment with tomorrow's security. Maybe that means choosing a slightly cheaper place, or considering areas where rent doesn't eat up such a big chunk of income. An overlooked option? Downsizing or relocating to a lower-cost city, or even considering senior living communities that bundle rent and services. These choices can stretch dollars further and reduce the worry of outliving savings. Ultimately, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. It's about knowing your priorities, tracking your numbers, and being flexible as your needs change. Enjoyment in retirement isn't just about where you live, it's about financial peace of mind, too. What do you think? Would you spend $2,000 a month on rent if you had $1 million safety net? Let us know in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more smart financial insights. Remember, retirement is a marathon, not a sprint. Planning ahead means you can enjoy the journey, not just the destination.